Hey there, it's Kayla. Thank you guys for tuning in today. If you talk to me for long enough, you will know that I am definitely, without a doubt, through and through, a 2000s kid. I was raised on iCarly, Drake and Josh, Wizards of Waverly Place, That's So Raven, all that jazz. And that's exactly what we're bringing together for today's video. Basically, I'm going to go through a couple shows from our childhood and let you know what political figures or political candidates that I think the characters in that show would support in the 2020 election. So with that, let's get started. So in order to kind of figure out this whole thing, I've made a handy dandy PowerPoint. And with that, let's get started. Who did our favorite childhood TV show characters vote for in the 2020 election? So here's kind of a rundown of how this is going to go. We're going to start with Victorious, head to iCarly, finish with this Real Life of Zack and Cody, and then lastly we have a speed round. Alright, first up is Victorious. So Tori Vega, I hate to say to you guys, but she's voting for Trump. She's definitely a part of Latinas for Trump, and this is because her parents make more than $400,000 a year. I mean, come on, have you seen the house they live in? So this makes her afraid of Biden's tax plan, but she is one of those girls who's like, oh, why can't we all just get along? Why can't we disagree on politics and still be friends? Okay, next we have Trina Vega. This queen, she voted for herself. She decided that she was going to be that girl who starts her own campaign. Unfortunately, she is the only person who voted for her, but she did write in herself. Next up, we have Robbie Shapiro voting for Joe Jorgensen. He's definitely a libertarian because he thinks he's super smart. And low-key, if you watch the show, he pretends to be like a nice guy, but he's someone who thinks that he deserves women's attention. Okay, next up we have Rex. I know you might think that he's someone who would vote for Trump, but right before the election, some hot socialist girl from Northridge decided to convince him to vote for AOC, so he voted for this queen, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Up next, we have Andre Harris. His crazy grandmother is on Medicare, and his last name was Harris, so I feel like he's related to Senator Harris, soon to be VP-elect. And so that's why he decided to vote for Biden. Up next, we have Kat Valentine. She wanted to vote red so it would match her hair, but she actually mailed her ballot to her own address where her brother then ate it because that's exactly something that he would do. Up next, we have Jade. She definitely wants to eat the rich because they deserve it. She is all for violence, but only against those who warrant it. I guess you could say she's one of those blue-haired liberals, according to this picture. Up next, we have Beck, who simply can't vote because he's Canadian, but we all know he would vote blue if he could. Now we're switching gears over to the Real Life of Zack and Cody. To start things off, we have Zach Martin. He is unfortunately easily impressed by money, and the rich kids at his school bribe him to vote for Trump in order by telling him that he's going to win a trip with them to Mar-a-Lago. Up next, we have Cody Martin. He did a lot of research because he was really stressing over picking the correct candidate. He knew that he wanted to vote blue in the beginning, but he wanted to see exactly who would be of most help, and so he supports a universal basic income because he decided that all kids of America should get to live in a state-sponsored housing, kind of similar to how he is able to live in the hotel. Up next, we have London. She obviously voted for Trump. If you don't get this, then I don't think I can help you. Up next, we have Maddie Fitzpatrick. There is an episode of this Real Life of Zack and Cody where Zac Efron is on it, and she just tears him to pieces over his opinions on the environment. They do end up in some sort of relationship, I think, by the end of that episode, but she still is voting for Biden in order for that clean energy plan. Up next, we have Marion Mosby. As much as I love Mr. Mosby, our man's is in the sunken place and has definitely sold his soul to corporate America by deciding to work for one of the richest people in Boston. He stays up late at night watching Candace Owens and hopes to work his way up the corporate ladder just to earn another spot working for another billionaire. Now, iCarly, one of my personal favorites. We have Carly Shay. She's voting blue in every election because she feels that the Democrats are the nice ones. And her dad is off in the war and she wants him to just come home, so she's voting for someone who she hopes will create more peaceful foreign relations. Also, Michelle Obama literally guest starred on iCarly. How could she not vote blue? Up next, we have Sam Puckett, who votes for no one because she doesn't believe any party actually enacts any real change. She hasn't seen anything change, no matter who the president was, for her and her mom this whole time. So instead, she had her idea of a good old-fashioned American day, stole an I voted sticker, and went out for a bucket of fried chicken afterwards. Up next, we have Freddie. He is, unfortunately, right now working to be a tool of the capitalist agenda. So he did vote for Trump this time, but I think that in the future he will learn a few things and decide to actually be somebody who is creating to help make things better for everyone. Spencer Shea, he loves Carly and can't vote for somebody who has as many rape allegations as Donald Trump. Also, he loves those Biden ads where he's wearing the sunglasses. He just thinks that's super cool. So that's why he decided to vote for Biden. Now we have Gibby, who voted for Kanye because that was the only name on the ballot that he recognized. Up next, we have a speed round. It's kind of a showdown between Democrats and Republicans. So up first, the entire cast of About So Raven voted Democratic. Raven's dad, actually, for Cory in the House, was working in 2008, so he was cooking for the Obamas. Then we have the entire cast of Hannah Montana. They all voted for Trump. Don't really have an explanation here, except for the fact that they make so much money, and they are from the South, which tends to run red. Now we have the cast of Phineas and Ferb, who all voted Democratic except for Candace. Then we have Good Luck Charlie. Their whole family, I cannot explain it. I just know for sure that the mom is a little bit racist, and their whole family probably decided to vote Republican. And lastly, we have Kim Possible, saving the world for free. Definitely a Democratic ideal. Alright, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed that. I definitely put a lot of time into it. If you disagree at all, please let me know. If you think that there's no way Tori Vega wouldn't have voted for Biden, or if you think that Sam definitely would have gotten herself over to the polls to place her vote, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!